In Kansas City, you know, there's no off season for barbecue. Bill is learning from the pros on the best way to prep Kansas City's burnt ends.
We are talking burnt ends.
That's right.
Today.
Yep.
So this is a Wagyu.
This is a Wagyu beef brisket, and showing you guys Wagyu today because I'm trimming up for a barbecue competition.
All right.
We're getting ready to go out on the road, but we're gonna focus on a little bit of the burnt ends. And so Kansas City, known for burnt ends, right?
Sure.
And so a brisket has two cuts on it. Not
Okay.
a lot of people know that. You have this part here, which is the flat, and then over here, you can't see it, you kind of start seeing it here, that's the point, and that's where the burnt ends come from.
Okay.
And so at Slap's Barbecue, we separate the flat from the point. We do for competition as well, and that allows us to really focus on the burnt ends to make sure they're right. So we're gonna start trimming this guy up. And so the first thing we need to do is there's this big fat membrane here. We call this the decal. This runs between the flat and the point, right?
Okay.
And so we're just gonna start working our way, taking this off. Yeah, I know, right? Because it's really all bad fat.
So we don't want that.
Super hard, right?
Okay.
Not gonna be able to do anything. So we set it aside, and then what that does, it actually exposes that fat membrane in there. And so we can see 100% where our knife needs to be to separate this thing. So because I'm right-handed, I'm gonna flip this guy around.
Okay.
So I like to watch right down here. And so I'm gonna start my knife just on the back side of this, and I'm gonna make this cut all the way down.
So just
following this line, just
okay.
following that fat line all the way down, just like that. And what happens is, now we have our flat separated, and then we have our point, and this is where we get our burnt ends from. This is the end all be all for Kansas City barbecue. Man.
Sure. And this is what you guys take out on the road with you when you go to compete.
Absolutely. And this Wagyu brisket has way more marbling than your everyday choice or select briskets that you'll find at Walmart or any place like that. So what we try to do is we use certified Angus beef briskets, and the cows are the same size, they're the same shape, they're the same color hide. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it to make sure that brisket and that point is the
exactly
same.
what you want.
Right, every time, because you know we go through anywhere between 150 and 200 briskets a week.
Oh, wow.
So we need to have consistency, and so that's why we choose to get a little better grade of a cow when we're doing this. But we're gonna keep trimming this up. We want to leave all the fat on this side because that's flavor.
Yeah.
Fat is flavor, right? And we want that to break down and render and kind of soak through the meat. And we want this side to be clean so we can get good bark. So I'm literally just going super slow here, because I don't want to take too much of this off, because I don't want to lose any
of that flavor there,
of that meat in there, right? And so we're just trying to get this meat to be exposed. And you know, kind of a tip and a trick I've learned, don't be afraid to manipulate the meat around and move it whatever direction you need to get it to work for you. You know, I see some people just sitting here nonstop and their knife's going towards them, going back, you know, it just gets kind of crazy here.
Now this is what you compete with, but you also sell a lot of this here at Slaps, right?
Yeah, so I'll trim, okay, behind the doors here, right? So I'll trim 2 or 3 of these per contest to find the best one.
Really?
Yeah, because we've been in the top 10 in the country the last couple years cooking barbecue contests out of 7,500 teams. And so it takes spending a little money, getting the best product and making sure you have everything. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna square this guy up a little bit. This is all, you can see, this is almost all fat here.
Yeah.
Just a very little bit of meat in there, and that's just not gonna render out no matter what we do. And then I'm gonna square off this bottom side here, so I get almost everything the same shape. Kind of this rectangle, this square kind of looking. And here at the restaurant, that's about all we're gonna do, except